So this new tool that I'm going to show you guys is how to revolve. So if you're going to make weird shapes, like there are certain shapes that you cannot do using extrusions, okay? So what we're about to do, there's no way you can extrude it, okay? So let me give you, I'm going to do two of them real quick. So I'm going to click sketch right here to draw. And then I'm going to choose a plane. I'm going to choose this front view. And then don't forget to click that front view. And I'm going to just choose line. So I'm not going to make a donut shape just yet. I'm going to choose line. And then let's go here, 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 here. And don't forget to close your shape. You always have to close your shape. Watch what happens to all this area. It gets shaded when it's closed. There we go. See that shaded? That's what you want. So I'm going to go check mark. Now, there's usually revolve lines and stuff in other software. I couldn't find it here, so I'm just going to push check mark that I'm done. Now, we're going to use this revolve tool right here. This little revolve button looks like a donut here. I'm going to click it, and it's asking me what face do I want to revolve. And this face is the one I want to revolve, or I want to revolve that one. Then the revolve axis. Like, what is it going to spin around? So I'm going to choose this select mate connector, and I notice that if I click this line, it will revolve around that line. And so if you look, it made that. Now there's no way to do that using extrusions. So you would have to revolve to build this shape, okay? So that's a cool little method. So what it does is technically it just spins, let me undo this real quick. Undo. What it does is it takes this shape and imagine spinning it over and over again really fast until it turns into a solid. So if you took this little flat piece of, like, let's say wood or something that you cut out, and you start rotating it around this line right here, so that's the line I chose, then it would spin, 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 and you would get that cool shape. Now watch this. What if I take a circle, sketch, and I'm going to choose this one, and then let's choose circle, and let's just draw a circle here, and I'm going to draw another circle. There we go. And we could also play with dimensions if you wanted to make sure you're like, I need this to be 2 inches. And this one right here, I need that to be 1 inch. And I need this center of rotation to be 2 inches away. Okay? So, you can play with these exactly the way you'd want it. But you can dimension this sketch exactly the way you want. But, however, I do need another line. So I'm going to click line. And when I spin this shape, let me notice I'm still in the line. I can't get rid of that line, right? So I'm going to push escape button on my keyboard. There we go. I've left the tool. I'm not in the line tool anymore. I'm going to select this line, and I'm going to go here and make it a construction line. Notice it's dotted now. See the dotted dashes stuff? That just means that it's not part of this drawing. It's just there to help me guide myself with other stuff. And then I'm going to push finish. Then I'm going to try revolve. And it says edge of sketch. I'm going to click this. And then edge of sketch, I'm going to click this. And then revolve axis. What do I want to revolve? I'm going to click that button again. And I'm going to click this. There we go. Let's see if that worked. Look at that. I got myself a donut. There we go. And by the way, I added material, but you can totally remove material too. So I'm going to rotate it here. And I think there's a way to appearance panel. No, that's not what I wanted. Let me get rid of that. I don't get rid of. No, now it's just adding more stuff. I want to get rid of that. There we go. There's ways to add more to this stuff. So watch this. I'm going to say sketch, and I'm going to choose this plane again, and I'm going to draw a circle here, and I'm going to draw a line here, and push escape to get out of that line tool. And I'm going to select that line I drew here, and I'm going to make that a construction line right here, construction tool. And I'm going to rotate this just ever so slightly so you can see this. Oh, that was a terrible drawing. Notice where I put that circle. It's kind of halfway into the material and halfway out. Of course, in the end, I could totally... how do I rotate this back? Let me try to figure out how to get this back the way I intended it to. That's not the way. I think I was on the front right there. There we go. So there it is. If you really wanted to, you can precisely put it exactly where you need it using these dimensioning tools and say, no, you should be 2.75 inches away, and the size of this circle should be exactly 1 inch. And then now watch what happens. Finish. Now I can use Revolve Tool, and it says revolve what? This thing right here, that circle. Around what? Let me click that. I'm going to say around this line right there. Now, watch this. You see how it added that extra material? That's a cool feature, right? But I can also say add, so it adds the material. I can say remove it, and then check mark, and it should have removed all the material. It did not. What happened here? Oh, it did not like what I did. No emerge scope selected. I don't know what I did there. Let's edit this. Merge scope, merge all. There we go. Let's see what happens. Remove sketch. Let's see what happens. No, it did not like that either. So there's a way that usually you would spin it and you would remove the material. I'm not sure why. On my other software that would have worked. But let's see. I don't know what's going on here. Let's see. Make connector face. It's got the correct face. I'm saying remove. And then one direction. And then let's see if this works. Oh, it's doing it only 30 degrees. We can choose how many degrees if I want to remove half of it all or whatnot. And then I said remove. And it's still not liking it for whatever reason. I'm not sure what I did wrong there, but I hope you guys get the point. To make just revolve, and you don't have to do the remove. I just want you to revolve and add, and I'll work on trying to figure out why the remove is not working on this particular software. Your other thing you're supposed to do, your other assignment, is to follow along with this here. So classroom, Google. Let's go to my other account here, and if you go to period 5 and your classwork for today, you're supposed to look at this picture right here and build that. Okay? So this is in millimeters though. 30, 15, 5. These are in millimeters. So I'm going to just build the cylinder here. And I want you guys to do your best, okay? So do the best you can. If you're not going to get it exact, I want you to just practice and try. Practice is the foundation of how you get better at this software. Not just by not trying, you're not going to do anything. But how do you switch to millimeters in this software? So let's say I go back here and I want to create a new document. And I'm going to put assignment. And the way you do it is over here somewhere. And I think it's in here. Workspace units right here. And what am I working in? Inches? I need it to be in millimeters because it says right here that all dimensions are in millimeters. So I got to make sure that my document is in millimeters. So when I'm putting 5 here, it's doing 5 millimeters. And the rest of the stuff is fine. It's working in degrees instead of radians and whatnot. And I'm cool with everything going to that many decimal points. That's fine with me. So if you look here, I'm going to go to Start Sketch. And I'm going to start with this one, which is the top view. And I'm going to draw a circle. And how wide is my circle? What's the width of this whole thing? I'm going to have to probably look over here. Here it is. The outside diameter, so from one side of the circle to the other, is 40. So it's good size. Let's go over here to the dimension. And it's 69 right now, so we'll go 40. There we go. There's my 40 circle. I can zoom in to make it a little bit bigger. And then I'm going to finish this sketch. And then I'll rotate it around a little bit. And I'm going to extrude it. And then how high should I extrude it? So how high should I extrude it? It looks like 30 from the top to the bottom, from here to here. So I'm going to do this whole part right here, 30. So let's extrude that, not 25, 30 millimeters. And then push check mark. But there is, on the bottom, there's this taper thing. It's called a taper right here. this thing right here, it's a 30 degree by 5 millimeter right here. See, 30 degrees by 5 millimeters deep. So we're gonna go here to this thing. It's a chamfer. I said taper. It's a chamfer. That's the name of it in here. And where I'm gonna do it right here on this corner, but you can do equal distances, two distances, or a distance and an angle. I think you can tell by the drawing it's a distance and an angle. It's going to be 5 millimeters and 30 degrees. And so I don't want to do the top though. I only want to do the bottom. Let's undo that. Control C. Let's see if I can undo that. So I got 5 and 30. And let's see if I could just touch that one corner. There we go. I think that's it. Is that right? I want to say it did 5 and I think it did. I don't think it did the 30. I think it did 5 inward, but it's doing 30 degrees from the other direction. So I'm going to try 60 and see what that does. Yeah, I think that's what they wanted. No, they wanted that, but 5. So it's taking it from the wrong side is what's going on. So in other words, it's taking it from this side versus this side. So I'm gonna undo this, and then I'm gonna try that again. Chamfer tool, not equal distance, distance and angle. Let's click this side right here. I only want to do the one side though. Let me see what happens when I do 30. I think that's the way it's supposed to look, but not on the top though. So there's not supposed to be on the top. What I'm looking at here is it's not working very well. You could also do something like this where we draw a sketch and I click that same plane, so halfway through it, and then we're gonna let's try this method. I'm gonna draw here. So I made a triangle. Then I'm gonna go to my dimension tool and I'm gonna say that this side should be 5 millimeters. Whoa, where did my triangle go? Okay, there it is. I'm gonna push escape so I can move this thing. There we go. And but I need this angle to be 30. I think it's this angle here. So I'm gonna go to my dimension tool and I'm gonna say here to here. No, that angle right there should be 30 degrees. I think that was the 30. Was it? Let me double check that. Oh, it's 30 from there to there. Oh, it's the other angle that's 30. That's why I did mess up. So Control Z. And I'm going to go back to my dimension tool and go from here to here should be 30. There we go. But this line's supposed to be straight up and down. So I'm going to go here, vertical, and say here. There we go. That line needs to be vertical. So all I did is I went to this vertical tool and I clicked that line to make sure that it was forced vertically. This one's forced to be 5. Now everything is perfect except it's not fully dimensioned. I need this distance to be dimensioned as well, just to be sure. Dimensioning tool. Oops, not there. From here to here. Oh, I got out of the dimensioning tool. There we go. From here to there. I need that to be, what was this whole distance? I think that was 40. The whole circle is 40 wide. That means it's 20 here, minus the 5. 20 minus 5 is 15, I think. Something like that. So, although that doesn't make sense, because that's 20. Wait, shouldn't that have been, I think that should have been 20. Or was this 30 wide? I think, let me look at my drawing, that this whole width right here was 40. So it should have been 20 halfway. So let's see, 20 halfway, that should be 15 to there, and that should be 5. I don't know why this is not sticking out. That's kind of weird. I'm going to leave it as is, because I'm not used to the software. By the way, let's see if this happens real quick here. Actually, I'm going to go back and double click and edit that sketch because I need that line to revolve around. So I'm going to try that remove tool real quick here. So I'm going to click this and I'm going to make that a construction line right here. And let's go to finish and let's see if I can get that cutting thing to work. So edge of sketch, edge of sketch. So solid, here we go. And revolve axis, I'm going to choose this guy to revolve around. And I'm going to say remove. It's removing it. It is. But it's not doing it all the way around. Even though I'm telling it to go all the way around, which is weird. Because I said full right here. And then let's see what happens. It still didn't do it. Look at that. I have no idea what's wrong with this software. It only did half of it for some reason. That is really weird. Yeah, I'm not sure what's up with that. Anyway, from here, you're going to have to add the thing on top. So you would click sketch and then click here. And then don't forget to click the top there so you're looking at it. Oh, this is why it's like, this looks skewed. It's not perfectly in the center is the problem. That's why that number didn't match. So actually, let me undo this. All right, so I have that drawing. I'm going to look at this original extrusion right here, this original sketch, and it was on the top plane right here. There's that thing is not perfectly in the center. That's why I'm off. So I thought I was. So let's do that. Let's see if we can do that. Let's see, concentric. I think I can click that dot and click that dot, and it lines them up. There we go. So finish. And then we're going to go to this sketch right here, and we're going to try to do that again, the revolve thing. So let's try that. Let's go to revolve. And see that now the drawing lines up there. So that was the problem. So we're going to go to revolve, and we're going to say to remove a solid. Yep. And what face? This face right here. And then around what axis? Let me click that and click this line right here. Should be a line here somewhere. There we go. Look at that. And now it worked. So that's why I think it was working before, but it was off-centered, so it didn't touch. So there we go. I think that's the way it's supposed to look. Now we can draw a sketch on top, and then click the top view, and then we'll click the rectangle, and then we'll just kind of draw a shape here. And then from here, you definitely want to make sure that this square that you're drawing is centered, and that it's, what is it, 10 wide? And 10 wide this way. So let's do that. Let's just take the dimension tool and go 10 wide here. I know I'm going over a little bit, guys, but I'm going to wrap it up here in a minute and let you guys finish the rest. Here we go, 10. Wait, what? It thinks I'm clicking that line. So what I do is when it thinks it's doing that, I click one line, then the other line, and then for sure it knows what I'm talking about, 10. There we go. And then I should have pulled that way a little bit more. Then from this line to this line should be 10. Then this thing is not centered. So to center that, I'll say from this line to that little center dot should be 5. That's half the distance. And then from this dot to this line should be 5. And that will lock it up in the center. And then we can finish, push the little check mark. We'll go back to our isometric view. And this can do an extrusion like that, but how high is it going to be? It looks like it's 15 right there. I see it's 15 high. So we will extrude it only 15 and push check mark. There we go. The next thing is it wants that little rounded part right here. I don't know if you can do that. Feature, sketch profile. Yeah, it's not going to work with that. So do your best you can with some extrusions and stuff, or stuff you do know how to do, to make this little rounded part right here. So this little rounded part, see the best you can do. I'll show you guys that next time tomorrow. So we'll walk over that tomorrow. But I want you to turn in what you can today, okay? And that's pretty much it.